During World War II, the global conflict was broadly divided between two major coalitions, the Allies and the Axis powers. These alliances were not only military partnerships but also ideological divisions that shaped the course of the war and, ultimately, the world that followed. The Allies were a coalition of countries that opposed the aggression and expansionist ambitions of the Axis powers. Their shared goals were to defeat Axis militarism and, for some, to promote democracy and international cooperation after the war. The major Allied powers included Britain, United Kingdom, under the leadership of Prime Minister Winston Churchill. After 1940, Britain stood as a bulwark against Nazi Germany, especially after the fall of France in 1940. Britain endured the Blitz and became a crucial base for launching the liberation of Western Europe. France was among the first to declare war on Germany in 1939. However, it fell to German forces in 1940. The Free French forces, led by Charles de Gaulle from exile, continued to fight alongside the Allies. Russia, Soviet Union, initially neutral under the Molotov-Ribbentrop Pact with Germany, the Soviet Union entered the war on the Allied side after Germany's surprise invasion in 1941, Operation Barbarossa. The Eastern Front became the largest and bloodiest theater of war, with the Soviet Union bearing immense losses but ultimately playing a decisive role in defeating Nazi Germany. China had already been engaged in a brutal war with Japan since 1937. As an early opponent of Axis aggression in Asia, China became one of the main allies in the Pacific theater. Its long resistance tied down significant numbers of Japanese troops. United States. Initially adopting a stance of neutrality, the U.S. entered the war after the Japanese attack on Pearl Harbor in December 1941. Under President Franklin D. Roosevelt, the U.S. became a major industrial and military powerhouse for the Allied cause, contributing to victories in both Europe and the Pacific. Other nations, such as Canada, Australia, New Zealand, India, South Africa, and numerous governments in exile, like those of Poland and the Netherlands, also played vital roles in the Allied effort. The Axis powers formed a coalition that sought territorial expansion and the establishment of empires based on nationalist, militarist, and often racist ideologies. The major Axis nations were Germany, led by Adolf Hitler and the Nazi Party. Germany pursued aggressive territorial expansion in Europe, aiming for Lebensraum, living space, for the Aryan race. Germany's invasion of Poland in 1939 triggered the outbreak of the war. Italy. Under Benito Mussolini, Italy aspired to rebuild a Roman-like empire in the Mediterranean and Africa. However, Italy's military campaigns often faltered, and it eventually surrendered to the Allies in 1943, later switching sides. Japan. Driven by militarist ambitions to dominate Asia and the Pacific, Japan invaded Manchuria in 1931 and expanded further into China and Southeast Asia. Its attack on Pearl Harbor brought the United States into the war. These three powers formed the core of the Axis, but they were joined at times by other countries, such as Hungary, Romania, Bulgaria, and Finland, which fought against the Soviet Union for its own reasons. In summary, the Allies fought to resist conquest and promote international stability, while the Axis powers sought to reshape the world through conquest, oppression, and authoritarian rule. Their clash defined the Second World War, leading to profound global changes that still resonate today.